Welcome to A Mess in the Kitchen, the podcast all about demystifying home cooking. I'm Molly Mogren-Cat, a food and travel writer who loves to cook but is only so-so at it. My co-host, Dusty Kugler, is a former food stylist, caterer, and food fanatic that always makes cooking look effortless and somehow manages to clean up after herself in the process. We talk recipes, cooking tips and techniques, our favorite kitchen gear, mishaps, and successes. We believe eating good food at home doesn't have to be so complicated, and if you screw up, who cares? That's why God invented frozen pizza. Here's the show. Welcome to another episode of A Mess in the Kitchen with me, Molly Mogren-Cat, and Dusty Kugler.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. Really good. I'm excited for today.
I know you are, because we're talking about your most favorite thing ever.
Yep.
Cleaning.
Yes.
Okay, so
I don't want to cheat. I'm not going to look at your questions. I'm going to look out the window.
So this episode was actually inspired by my favorite thing that happened at my bachelorette party like 5 years ago. We went to Palm Springs. Dusty was there. There was like 8 of us. And
I'm the one from the Bridesmaids movie who's like 10 years older than everybody else. That was me on that trip. It's okay.
No.
Had a blast.
Yeah, you weren't as bitter as that lady.
That's true.
But so this is like the difference between, I think, getting married in your 20s versus maybe your 30s is that once we rented this amazing house in Palm Springs, and we tried to go out one night, and I was like, this blows. Let's just hang out at our awesome house. So we did. And do you remember the night that we all just made dinner, stayed, like hung out by the pool?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember talking about cleaning? Like we were all peppering you with questions about cleaning.
Yeah, that when we were outside, right?
Yeah. Everyone's like, okay, so what do you use on your stainless steel like appliances? You're like, oh, I've got the thing for you. And we're all just listening with bated breath. Like,
I forgot about that.
It was so fun. And then the sprinklers came on.
Oh, that's right. Thank God it was hotter than hell.
So, yeah, that was the highlight.
Late.
I know.
What
It was
was
like
that?
3 a.m. I know.
That's right. That was super fun.
It was fun, but like that was the highlight of my bachelorette party, was talking about. I mean, it was fun.
It was fun, but that's funny that was just the highlight. The sprinklers actually probably
The whole
made
thing
it.
was funny.
It was funny.
So, I want to, because you're like clean on a different level than me for sure. Most people, though, I think, maybe like slightly obsessive. So,
Yeah. I'll admit it.
Okay, how did it happen? Because I know it came from
Total
your mom.
osmosis. Yeah, I did not. My whole childhood, I was like, this house is completely white. It's like nobody lives in here. I'm never going to be like that. And guess what? It just happened. I had a lull in college, though, because I did live in a disgusting apartment like everybody does, but it kind of grossed me out the whole time. I just went with it. But it just happened, especially after kids.
Oh, I know. Dusty has like a no shoes, well, kind of house.
Yeah. I mean, if we have like a party, I just have to get over it. And then I can't go to bed until I mop. Cannot.
Oh, seriously?
The thought of getting up in my bare feet and walking on it the next day without it being clean, I wouldn't sleep. Yeah, okay. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Wow, that's bad.
No, it's fine. It's like, that feels very aspirational to me. So wait, what was it like growing up with like a neat freak for a mom?
I think it was probably the same as growing up with a not neat freak, except for she just followed you behind you and like cleaned up behind you. So, and I do this now, and I can't believe I do. But if someone puts something down and it doesn't look like it should go there, I just immediately pick it up and put it away, and everyone's like, "Where did that go?" It's bad, but that's what I grew up with.
Like what?
So if I was no eating anywhere except for the table, ever. So I'm one level below that because I do let the kids eat in the basement, not in their bedrooms. Disgusting. But in the living room, popcorn. But not like a meal. Gross. What do you want, like sauce on your couch?
Uh-huh.
But when I was growing up, no food anywhere except for the table. But we did have our table was where you could see everything. So you could see the TV, you could see into the kitchen, you could see outside. So it didn't feel wrong.
Yeah.
Except for when I went to someone else's house and I'm like, you can have food in your room? What? Like I couldn't even have like a candy bar in my room. But I just thought that was normal. Not normal. Not at all. But
See,
I didn't know any better. So.
Yeah, and I kind of grew up in my mom is pretty neat. Like her house is never cluttered or dirty. And then my dad is like, we call him Bruce NATO because he just clean. I mean, he doesn't. Not only does he not. I've never seen him clean anything.
Yeah, but he has someone do it for him.
Oh, thank God!
It's not filthy. It's just messy.
Yeah, just so much clutter. Like we laugh about him. Like he'll use a towel in the kitchen and then just leave it in a wad on the countertop.
Oh.
And there's probably like 6 of them at all times. Same with paper towels. There's tons of like paper trash on the counter above where the garbage can is. I mean, Dusty. The first thing I do when I go to his house is just start cleaning because I always felt like, even when I was younger, because my parents were divorced and I was the only like lady in the house, so I always felt like it was on me to clean because I was so embarrassed by it. I mean, I remember one time I was like, what is that smell? And I started cleaning up the table and there was a plastic bag with rotten tomatoes in it that just never made it into the fridge or whatever. You know
or
what I mean?
It goes.
Yeah. I guess you're not supposed to put those in the fridge, but whatever. So, but anyway, so long story long is I feel like I've always had anxiety about cleaning, but also no one ever taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
And so this is where you come in.
You did not have chores? Like we had Saturday chores too, my sister and I.
Oh, well, I guess I had chores by default.
Yeah.
But like only because it was like no one else was doing it. So for example, at my dad's house, I cleaned the kitchen. I did the laundry. I did a lot of grocery shopping once I had my driver's license. But it wasn't because it was my chore. It was like, if you don't do this, it won't happen. So
yeah, so opposite because my mom wouldn't let me do the laundry and wouldn't let me, like, I find myself doing that now too. I go into the dishwasher and I move everything around that my family has put in there because it doesn't belong there. It's bad.
Like you reorganize the dishwasher.
Like you don't open the dishwasher and just put the forks and everything fork up. Makes me nuts.
Okay. Now let's talk about this. This is actually, so I have a whole list of questions for you.
We're just gonna
do it. Yeah, tell me about the dishwasher because for me, first of all, Josh, my husband, calls it stacking the dishwasher.
What?
I don't know. Is that weird?
Do you have two that you put on top of one another?
No, I don't know why he calls it that. Did you stack the dishwasher? Did you unstack the dishwasher?
Come on.
I don't know where his mom says it too.
That's not a thing.
I don't know.
You should ask Wisconsin listeners. Is that a thing like Bubbler?
Bubbler, yeah, right. That's a drinking fountain.
Weird.
I don't know.
I have never in my life heard that.
So, okay. Tell me, how does it go? Okay, let's start with utensils. How do they go into the dishwasher?
Always down.
See, I do down too.
Think about when you're unloading the dishwasher.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want people's hands on your fork, prongs,
mm-hmm.
or your knife where you're going to put the peanut butter. Yuck. Because you don't know who's going to unload it. Could be Josh. Maybe. It could be anybody. And you don't know what they were doing before they did it. That's how my mind thinks.
See,
it's weird.
I know who's going to unstack the dishwasher. It's
gonna be you.
Probably. Or Josh. Sometimes it's our nanny.
Yeah, So, that's how I learned. Always down.
Okay.
It stresses me out when it's up because I'm like, if Hattie is unloading the dishwasher, 5 times out of 10, there's not going to be any hand washing first. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I can't control it all. And I know she's not going to be smart enough to go to like the stem of the spoon. It's just going to be like, grab it all. Nope, gotta be down.
Wait, and then, okay, the rest of it on the. Do you put the plates on the? Is there any weird?
I've got 2. Mine is pretty basic. That's also how I like things. Simplistic, minimalist. That is me. I don't need it to be complicated. Yeah. That weird thing on the top where you have silverware.
Yes. Why would
anybody want that?
I don't know.
Then you have to that's OCD. I'm sorry. Then you have to stack them in order or they won't fit.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's where stacking came from.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't think so, though.
I don't either.
Anyway, it's not a new word for him, right?
No.
Okay, no. Anyway, I like the just prong things where plates all go together.
Yeah.
Bowls, I do. So I have the what do you call it when you get it what's the thing called when you get it from Crate and Barrel or wherever you get it from when you get married? What do you call
What,
those
registry?
things? Yeah, you know when you register for your
Dishes?
yeah, but you know what I mean. It's
Place
called
setting?
something. Yeah, something like
Okay.
that. Place setting.
Uh-huh.
So the soup bowls, you know how those are like flat, like
Uh-huh.
cupped plates, not like bowls.
Yeah.
So we have bowls, but those go on the top because that messes with the order on the bottom.
Yeah. Okay.
But the soup bowls, I like to have all in a row together, and I like to put a saucer or a small IKEA plate in between because if they're all together, they're not going to get clean.
I get that. Wait, are you a pre-washer?
What do you think?
I mean, yeah.
Not washer, but rinse like
Rinser.
a mother. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrible, but just feels
But
good.
I know, but don't you feel like if you don't do that, then you just have like little specks of food on your plate still?
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to.
Yeah, I think there are dishwashers where you don't have to, but for
Not
me, I'd
mine.
never know that because I would never let it do that. So I don't know,
And then-
sadly. And then glasses and everything else go on the top.
And then do you unstack? That's so funny. Your dishwasher do you do the bottom first?
Yes,
So it
because I
doesn't
don't.
drip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of my biggest pet peeves is water on things in the dishwasher after it's been on the heat. Like, why? Why is there still water there?
I don't know.
Pisses me off.
Do you put any of like the jet dry stuff in your
Mhm.
dishwasher?
Mm-hmm. And I use powder.
Okay, not the pods.
No, and I don't use those weird pods that have like a weird plasticky thing. Where does that thing go?
I don't know.
I don't like it. I don't use it in my laundry either. I don't
Yeah.
like it.
I get that.
Powder.
We've been using the pods, but it's more. I don't know. We just got some from Costco, and we just still have them.
Yeah, Costco's good. Well, yeah, I'm sure they're going to last you a year.
Probably.
I also don't put plastic in my dishwasher.
Ever. Not even on the top.
Usually not. I shouldn't say that. Those IKEA things, you know,
What
those.
IKEA things?
If you have kids, you have these IKEA, or you've had them at one point, and maybe you threw them away because they have teeth marks on them. IKEA plates. Mine are like shaped like a flower, but now they're like
Oh, yeah.
little things. You know, they're like
I've only had them at
kid
your
stuff.
house, actually.
Yeah, I still have them, and my kids are almost 19 and 17.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I don't do that, I put those in there because I don't really care about them. But everything else I put in there that's plastic has gotten that weird white film on it.
Yep.
I'm like, that can't be good. So I just don't do it. I
Yeah.
hand wash.
Hand wash.
I hand wash a lot of things.
Do you have a double sink?
Yes.
Are you really super into it?
I always thought I would want a big farmhouse sink because I think they're so cool. It's not conducive for doing dishes.
I know, I agree, because that's what I have. It looks great. I see, because I'm not a person who cleans as I go necessarily when I cook, which I want to talk to you about.
Yes.
But so my farmhouse sink, I have the like the little plastic bath that you
Mm-hmm.
give your kid a bath in the hospital
Mhm.
when they're born.
Mhm.
I have one of those in my sink where I like put stuff I want to hand
The
wash.
pink thing? The pink one?
Yeah, well, mine's gray, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a small little bit.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, I get that.
Yeah, so I just put stuff in there that I want to hand wash as I go.
That makes
But-
sense.
But yeah, I kind of.
That would make me mental, though, to have something in there all the time.
I know it's not very cute.
Who cares?
But how do you? I don't. Okay, how do you go about cleaning as you are cooking? Because I feel like maybe I'm just too flustered, where I'm like, I need to pay attention. I don't have time to do this before I need to do the next cooking step, or before something burns or whatever.
It is a crapshoot at times because there can't give, especially if you're as obsessive as I am about cleaning, then you can kind of lose yourself in it if you're like, oh, I gotta get this grease off. And then, but I do a lot of like, if I'm making some sort of meat, in like a skillet and it's got grease, I always stop what I'm doing and then take all of that off and put it someplace, take all of the grease off, separately, and then leave that somewhere. And I have to wait. I learned this from my mom. If it's bacon or sausage, you keep the grease and put it in your fridge.
Mm-hmm.
If it isn't, like hamburger or whatever, I would never
Yeah.
keep that, or ground turkey or whatever. Get rid of that, but I always soak or clean right after I do that. Always. Always, always. The longer it sits there, for me, I just can't.
It just.
Well,
it
and it
doesn't
like
get-
coagulates
yeah.
and becomes that like white grossness on your pan. Especially if you don't use nonstick. Like if you use just stainless or cast iron especially, you got to get it off.
Yeah.
Well, I don't treat the cast iron right away, but I do clean it out.
Do you use water in your cast iron?
Yes, I do.
You know,
I
some
don't.
people don't, or you're not supposed to. I don't know.
It's kind of like the Whirly Pop. I'm sorry, you got to clean that every once in a while.
Oh, whirly pop.
That's on my list for the next thing.
Okay, so I want to know about cleaning products you use. Because
Oh,
I've got a couple faves, but I bet yours. I mean, I just picked mine based on like smell and seem like they aren't going to cause cancer.
from what? Like what kind of cleaning? Which?
Okay, what do you spray your countertops with?
You're gonna think this is funny. I don't do that.
What?
I use soap and water. I do not spray. I don't like films. A lot of them
Okay.
leave a film.
But then soap and water, I always feel like it's going to be like soapy.
So what I do, and I am a paper towel waster. I will
Oh,
say that.
me too.
I'm obsessed with them. Anyway, what I do, I use a dry paper towel to get everything off.
Mm-hmm.
I use a semi-wet one with a tiny, imagine just touching the dish. So just touching it a tiny bit so the tiniest little bit comes out. Then I wash everything with that. Then I rinse that out and I wipe it off with that until
So it's a
dry.
3-step process.
I know it seems ridiculous. I just am not a crazy. I don't like. I mean, if I was going to use anything, it would probably be like a Windex thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
I have one. I have the like natural Windex. I love how it smells.
oh, I don't think I've ever smelled it.
It's like it says it has vinegar or whatever. It doesn't smell like vinegar. It just smells like a little bit of a chemical thing. You know, you sometimes like smell, it doesn't smell like diesel, but you're like, you smell it and you think, I'm probably not supposed to like how that smells, but I really like it.
Like gas. Love it. Matches. All those things. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, I don't use a countertop cleaner.
Okay, because I like the Mrs. Myers one in basil, which I kind of got onto at your house because you use that in the hand soap in your bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good.
I like all those products. I just don't use a lot of them. The dish soap I use sometimes, and then the hand soap. But I don't really use a ton of products. I don't.
Well, okay, what do you use on your stovetop? And what kind of stove do you have?
You mean like gas or?
Yeah.
I have gas with the grates, and then I
Yep.
have a griddle in the middle.
Yep.
So I don't use a scouring pad, but this is funny. A friend of my mom's makes these little scouring pad kind of things. So like little, I don't know what the material is, but it's softer than the green Scotch-Brite things.
Is it like a loofah?
Sort of. So she makes these. Every time my mom comes and visits, she brings like 10 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They're like magic. I won't let anybody touch them. They're mine. If I ever give you one, you must rate because
Well, I've never
love
gotten
them.
one.
We've
Bitch.
never talked about them. All right, I'll see what I can do. But she brings these things, and I use them on everything. So they work really well on grates, like the grates and the little the circle thing that goes on the
On top of your burner?
yeah. So they work really great on that without scratching them because that's the key. So if you have somebody that comes and cleans your house, they are going to scratch it. It's just a fact. They just are because they're going to use whatever they use everywhere. And if you use it on like the electric ones, you know how that's it's not ceramic. I don't know what it is.
What is that? Like some sort of tempered glass thing?
It must be, but
I
you
don't
can
know.
use whatever on that. But you
don't they
can't.
stress you? I always feel like those are just a disaster waiting to happen.
I
If
just
you
don't
have
like.
one,
I just don't like cleaning or
Yeah.
cooking on them.
yeah,
So
my heart goes out to you if you have one.
yeah. Sorry if you have one of those. They look cool.
They do, but yeah, they just seem hard to clean.
You just keep that there and then get a grill and actually use that instead of using the tempered glass or whatever that is.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't either. There's like a lot of like high-end kitchens that have those.
Mm-hmm. I
Not
wouldn't
mine.
know.
Yeah, me either.
So wait, what kind of? What do you use on your stovetop?
So if there's a lot of like buildup and stuff, I will use Comet.
Oh,
That's a bathroom / kitchen thing. Or like Barkeeper's Friend if I can't find Comet. Comet is hard to find. It's like one of those old school things that not a lot of places have.
yeah.
Or vinegar and water, but I just don't do that. Even though I probably have like, what's the big container?
Like a gallon?
It's like 1 or 2 gallons that you get at like Costco. I have one of those under my sink at all times. If I don't have vinegar, I'm like, what am I going to do? It's bad.
So do you have it in a spray bottle?
No, just in the big ass jug.
And then what do you do with that? You just put it in like a little, like a ice cream bucket or something?
No,
or?
like a bowl. And then just put like just a couple of drops, not that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I use that on that little scrubby thing. Damn. Awesome. I'll show you one.
I can't wait. And then what do you do? Okay, so here's I have so many questions about cleaning my oven
Okay.
because, well, it just like gets gross so fast.
It's the easiest thing ever.
Okay, but first of all, do you do the self-cleaning oven thing?
Hell no.
Right? Isn't that weird? I don't
Why
get
would
it.
that take 10 hours? Why?
I don't know. What is it even doing?
Getting hot?
I
guess.
know. It
I
just
don't know.
stresses me out.
Plus, it stinks.
It stinks.
That's
it's
not
weird.
good for you, right?
And yeah, I don't. Does your oven ever actually see? It's like you still have to clean it afterwards.
Yeah, I don't.
Right?
Yeah, just don't go there. Just don't ever do it. It doesn't make sense to me. If somebody knows a reason why to do it that way, I would love to know because I've tried it on every stove that I've had. Don't get it.
I don't get it either. And then I tried something that I saw on Pinterest, I think, which was a baking soda thing, and it did not take. It did not go well. And then I resorted to the like, this can't be healthy, like, spray
Easy off
thing.
or whatever.
Yeah, where you're like holding your breath and doing it, and I probably did it when I was pregnant. Which, sorry, Clark. But like, it was the only thing that worked.
So it worked for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't use that either.
But what do you do? Because that can't be good.
Back to the soap and water thing. So I don't use chemicals. I take the grates out. Grates?
Yeah.
Shelves, whatever. Set them on top. Then I literally almost climb in the oven. And you have to get every single crumb out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if you make like pizza or if something boils
Yes.
over or whatever. So when that happens, this is the key to your oven. The second that happens or you notice, you're like, oh, I'm just going to do it later. Don't. Wait until it's cool. Just cool. Get a paper towel as soaked with water as you can. And then just put it in there and let it sit there. And then it will kind of get it like loose enough.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
it has to be soaked. Not
Okay.
like dripping from the sink, but like it has to be like, remember when you used to TP people and it would rain?
Yes.
How soaked and disgusting the toilet paper
Yes.
would be, which was like so mean. The meanest thing ever to
Oh.
TP when it's going to rain. What the hell?
Yeah. No, I know. But, well, no one TP someone's house to be nice.
That's true. Anyway.
Yeah.
How soaked that is, that's how you want it. And you set it on there. And then you can't wait too long because if it dries, then it doesn't do you any good. So you have to just like check it, I don't know, in an hour or so.
Oh,
See if
God.
it's loosened up. If it hasn't, then you get your baking soda. And you take it and you spray it. You put like a kind of a lot of it just right on it. Wet another paper towel and then set it on top of it. Wait a little bit. Usually wipes right out.
See, that is a problem for me. I like, because the thing is, if you use one of those like a pizza stone or even one of the trays, the holes in it, the metal ones, your pizza never gets very crispy.
Yeah, I always just use it right on the rack.
Right on the rack. But
Yeah.
then every time I do it right on the rack, I'm always like, well, there goes the fire alarm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you not like the time you actually
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
I didn't forget about that. One of my favorite stories.
I didn't forget about it either. Oh my God. I'll just tell the story because why wouldn't I? It's so embarrassing. But
It's so awesome.
I had gone out with some girlfriends, and also we had, maybe you didn't know this part of the story, but we had all dressed up like men to go out. So I had drawn a mustache on my face with a marker.
I did know that actually.
We just thought, I don't know, we thought it was funny. And I didn't eat enough for dinner. I'm an eater. Went back to my apartment by myself, and I'm like, I'm going to make a pizza. So I made a pizza, and I was watching a movie or something. It's like 2 a.m. I was kind of drunk. And then I looked at the pizza. I'm like, this just needs like 1 minute under the broiler. And then, as they say, a watch pizza never broils. So I sat on the couch and I fell asleep and woke up to the fire department banging down my door, like almost breaking in. And then I had, of course, not only was my apartment filled with smoke, but all of my windows had the like film on them because it was the winter.
Yeah.
So we had to like rip film off of the windows. Like me and the firefighters.
Wait, don't forget that she has a mustache on her face.
So we're like pulling off of all of the, all the film off the windows. And I'm like, Oh God, it was so embarrassing. And I remember my next door neighbor staring at me from the hall, just with like death stare into my soul. It was so embarrassing. And then of course all of my clothes and everything smelled like smoke. And I had to bring them all to a laundromat so I could do, like 10 loads of wash all at one time. God, I was so embarrassed.
Oh, it's the best. I bet the story that the firefighters told, like, you're not going to remember the old pizza girl with the
No,
mustache?
I bet that this happens a lot.
Yeah, probably.
But it was super. They had to evacuate my building.
Especially in college.
It wasn't college.
It was not in college.
It wasn't. I was like 26.
I know. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, funny. Anyway, back to cleaning.
That is so embarrassing.
I would have been able to clean that oven.
Yeah.
Would have taken a little while, probably, but
Yeah. It was a really old apartment.
it was a cool apartment.
I love that apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Where we? Oh, yeah. So the pizza,
Mhm.
you want to put it right on the rack. So like, but the thing is, you don't put any like tinfoil or anything underneath it so it doesn't drip.
No.
You just clean it up right away.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll try that next time.
Try it. It's hard to remember.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I'd be afraid that I would forget the paper towel in it.
You just have to keep the door open.
Yeah.
Always. You know how it like
Yeah.
sets at like 3 inches outside of
Yes.
it? Just always keep it open, then you know something's in there.
That's a good point. Okay. I can do that because a lot of times I preheat my oven or something and I'm like, oh shit, I love to.
My mom did that with a cast iron skillet and a plastic spatula.
Ooh.
You want to talk about smelling? Phew. I think she put it in there because somebody came over.
Oh, she was embarrassed.
Yeah,
like
it's
I can't show anyone that anybody lives here.
Right,
I better
exactly.
hide the proof.
It's funny. My dad still will not let her live that one down. It was pretty funny.
How about talk to me about your? Oh wait, so how do you actually clean your oven? Like if you're gonna actually clean it, you know what I mean? Like today I'm cleaning the oven.
Don't need to.
You just take care of it as you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, I do have kids, and there has been times where it's been like an absolute disaster.
Mm-hmm.
But I just tackle it just like I said. Get all the crumbs out. If there's a big thing in there, I soak it till it loosens, clean it up. I don't like the thought of putting like a major cleaner in there and leaving it and then cooking food in there.
No, I know.
No.
I mean, I don't like it either. But
So if I use anything besides, like if it was really bad and I felt like I had to put Comet in there or something like that, I would like really scrub it to get it out before I cooked anything in there. It just seems weird.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning your fridge.
Oh, love it.
I kind of love cleaning my fridge too.
Mm-hmm.
But how often are you doing this? And do you do the whole thing at once or do you go like clean as you go? You know what I
Mostly,
mean.
yeah, mostly clean as I go. Like if I see stuff in there and then I'll just wipe it out. Once again, soap and water. I don't really use a cleaner because it's fairly clean. But if I did, I would use like a Windex or something like that. And I take absolutely everything out of the door, clean it all, get rid of so I clean it out and clean it. So I go through like all the sauces, look at the expiration date because those are the things you just never remember.
Yes, for sure.
And I do that at the same time. So I like take it all out, recycle anything, dump out the sauces and stuff, whatever I don't want to use. And then I kind of go as I'm shopping too. So like the only one that I clean probably more often than the rest is the vegetable drawer just because I don't like to put things in there in the plastic bag. I like to just put them in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
doesn't it get wilty?
So this isn't really cleaning. You mean like lettuce?
Yeah, like lettuce or...
So when I get lettuce...
Yeah.
God, I'm so OCD. I get it. I clean it, usually, if I know we're going to eat it in the next 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
I like wash it, get it ready, get the things off, right?
Yeah.
I lay them flat, or if I keep it in the stock, I wrap it in paper towel and put it in Ziploc. It lasts forever.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Try it.
Like even
It's
with
weird.
like field greens kind of thing?
Not as much. Mostly
okay.
just romaine and
Okay.
iceberg, but I never buy iceberg anymore
Yeah.
unless I'm making like a wedge salad or something. Yeah. The field greens you just got to eat. But
I
don't
know.
you just buy the stuff that you don't need to wash? Because that's what I do.
Yeah, I do.
I don't buy it as much. Everyone in my house likes crunchy lettuce.
Yeah, well, I found that the non-crunchy kind, like field greens, I kind of enjoy eating that more, but They always go bad
Yeah.
way before the date.
Spinach just lasts longer. Like if you
Yeah.
get spinach or arugula, they last longer
Yeah.
than like the field greens. I don't know why you always get that weird one that's like super dark and wet.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Slimy. I know.
Then I'm like, I don't want to eat that ever again.
Yeah. And then you dump them all out and move on with your life.
After paying $7 for it.
I know.
Sucks.
It does suck.
Okay. Anyway, back to the fridge. Yeah,
So
it's sort of a clean. I don't know that this is helpful because I'm sort of more of a clean as you go person. So
No, but I think so. Like, I mean, do you do you take everything out of the entire fridge? Or you just do the door first and then the rest of it?
yeah, door first, then by shelf.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you don't want to take everything out of your fridge at
No,
once.
that would stress me out.
Yeah,
But I do like things have to be in a specific spot there.
right. And then do you ever clean out your freezer?
Not really. Like I know you're supposed to defrost like the deep freeze and stuff. I think we've maybe done that one time. I don't know. If I see something, because my family's always like reaching in there, and so if there's like hair, which makes me want to puke,
Oh yeah.
or something, I just clean it out if I see it. But no, I mean I don't. Things kind of sit in there.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, I'll be like, okay, this stuff's been in here too long. I just need to like give it away, eat it, or throw it away, which pains me to do, but
I know.
sometimes you got to do that.
I know. Well, right now I'm on a kick where I told Josh, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna really dial back our groceries, like
Mhm.
shopping, and just try to use up all the stuff in our freezer
Mhm.
and in our
It's hard
cupboard.
to do.
It is, but it's super satisfying.
Oh, yeah. You're like
I've been
checking
really-
something off the list.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
What do you
Nice.
have in there? You have some weird stuff.
We do.
Lots of Trader Joe's.
No,
Oh.
I don't really do that so
Mm.
much. So I just usually have like, we buy meat in bulk at
Mhm.
Costco.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like chicken or ground beef, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or Josh went hunting this year and got a deer.
Mm-hmm.
So we have some venison, which I feel like you do have to be a little bit like purposeful when you cook that.
Mhm.
I don't know. Because you kind of have to, if you are cooking venison, it's kind of dry.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to mix it with beef sometimes or pork or whatever. So, but I don't know. I just need to be intentional about going through that stuff. Otherwise, I'm
Mhm.
like,
It gets
we don't
buried,
have
too.
anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the store. And also, we have a lot of breast milk in our fridge right now. Or
I-
freezer.
I had, not that I should probably be sharing this, but for some reason, I had like months full of breast milk in our freezer when I stopped breastfeeding Hetty. Like
Mm-hmm.
for another 3 months, she had enough breast milk. How gross is that?
I
That was in the freezer that long.
Not really, though. I don't know. I actually have donated like 400 ounces of milk.
Couldn't do that when they just didn't have that figured out when my kids were little. That's actually awesome.
Yeah.
To who? Like a service?
Oh my God. Well, this is a whole thing, but to literally a random person on the internet. Can you imagine just taking breast milk from someone you didn't know?
Are you kidding? Are you actually asking me that?
I know.
No.
But there are people who are like really wanting it. And so I'm like, okay.
Huh. Like adoptive parents or
Or people just can't produce enough.
produce it? Oh, that's pretty awesome actually that you can do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, I don't think. Maybe I would.
I would maybe take some from a friend.
Yeah,
but
maybe I
I
will.
don't know.
I don't
haven't
know.
had to
Huh.
because I am a milk machine.
Yep, that makes two of
Mo.
us. Well, not anymore, but anyway,
Okay.
back to cleaning.
Yes, back to cleaning. I have a couple more questions. And how about this? Cleaning your cutting boards.
Oh, that's so funny that you said that because I was thinking about that just yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Because it depends on what kind you use, right? You either use those plasticky ones or wood ones.
What do you use? I use wood mostly.
Yeah, I like to use the wood ones because I'm so obsessive for like carrots and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I do use the plastic one because I hate that it turns the color. But there is a
Yeah,
way
no,
to
it's
clean the
true.
wood ones super easy, and it's lemon,
Yeah,
And
I
it
was just
works.
going to ask. So,
Salt. salt, lemon. It works.
wait, to get the stains off of it?
Mhm.
Oh. And then does that work if how about if your knife and your cutting board smell like onion?
Yeah, lemon always helps with all of that kind of stuff. Dishwasher helps, but you can get it off. Like the salt and lemon thing, it's really kind of strange. I'm not like, you only should use natural things. That's not really where I come from, but there
Mhm.
are some things that are like, that makes so much more sense to use that, and it works. It does. Try it.
Wait, so explain what you do.
So I don't know that this is what you're supposed to do, but this is what I do. If I have something like that, I set it in the right side of my double sink. That's the side that doesn't touch everything else. So I set it in there, and then I put salt on it, like in my little salt thing. I just put a bunch of kosher salt over it, like enough to cover it. And then that's why I always buy bags of lemons, because then you can just like cut it in half and then just like rub it on there. And then a lot of times I just let it sit in there for a little bit while I'm doing something, like wait a little bit. If it doesn't work though, best thing you can use, this is why I buy powder, like Cascade or generic brand or whatever, the dishwasher soap.
Oh, on a wood cutting board.
On
anything.
So many things. So like you can dilute, like I sometimes will get a cup of hot water and then put a little bit of that in there. Is there any stain that I can't get off? Like just like really can't get off? That shit works like magic. It's crazy. I don't know what's in it. I probably don't want to know, but it works.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, you could use that. I would say, I never thought about it. You could probably use that in your oven if it was like really, really bad.
Oh.
Yeah, because it works. It takes so much stuff off. Like in your like if you're frying something in a cast iron skillet, yes, you're not supposed to use water. There's no way you can't use water. But what I do is you just sprinkle some of that and put just a little bit of, this is if you've already boiled hot water on the stove to get everything off and it didn't work. Then wait for it to cool. Put a few, like just sprinkles of the Cascade or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
And then
powdered dishwasher stuff.
And then put hot water in it, and then you can use one of those my magic little things, or you can use what are the silver things called?
Brillo pads?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that what they're called?
No, they got another name.
SOS pads?
Yeah.
But
those things are awesome, but what's in there?
Steel
Wool.
Steel
That's
wool.
it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can use that.
Yeah.
But then you have to treat it. Like if you put water on your cast iron skillet, you have to treat it.
And how do you do that?
I just take a paper towel, once again, with olive oil or any kind of oil, and just, once it's clean, then just wipe it all over everything. Not the outside, but all of the inside of the surface. Then just leave it. And me, of course, being the obsessive person that I am, take another paper towel and put it on, like if you're going to put it in a drawer or in the drawer underneath the oven, then I put a paper towel on top of it so you can stack other things on it without it getting oily, greasy, whatever. I know. God, it's like, this sounds like I am a maniac.
You don't, but you're not. It's not like, some people's houses, it feels like you just feel you're gonna screw up, or like they're watching you all the time, waiting for. I don't know. I don't feel that way at your house.
Oh, good.
Your house is super casual and like welcoming, so it's not.
Yay.
Yeah, like I know you're crazy, but but it's not.
I'm not following behind you with the paper towel on where you're walking. No,
not normally.
No.
Well, Dusty, you've given me a lot of information.
One more thing I have to tell you though.
Yes.
You asked me about cleaning products. The only thing I use that I didn't mention is Lest Oil, and I talked about this last. Lest Oil is, I think it must be from like the 40s or 50s. I don't know. Twyla and I talked about it before.
Super producer Twyla.
That's right. It is. I'm sure it's full of lots of shit you don't want. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but it's amazing. So any stain in the laundry, there you go. It's gone. I have become the stain master. My mom was always the stain master. If one of my friends could not get a stain out, they would hand it to my mom, and somehow she would hand it back good as new. It's crazy. So Lest Oil, my mom buys it when they go down to Mississippi. You can't find it hardly anywhere. You can order it from Walmart. You can order it, but you have to find a manager and ask. You can't just, you could like randomly find it in a Tuesday morning probably.
Oh, okay.
Random.
It's not like an ingredient in meth or something, is it?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't made meth. Don't plan on it either. Maybe. But it's a liquid and it's super thick. It's super thick. I'm going to send you a picture of it because I have 2 things of it at home, because if I don't have 2 bottles, it's like the end of the world. I've got to have one stored and I've got to be using one. It works on everything. Stains, just general cleaning stuff. Like you can put it in water if you want to like mop your floor. And the smell, only my kids and people that grew up with me know that it smells like my mom and dad's house. It's from Lest Oil because my mom has been using this her entire life. And when we come home from my mom and dad's house, all of our stuff smells like grandma and grandpa's. That's what the kids say. They're like, oh, it smells like grandma and grandpa. It's the lingering Lest Oil. I'm not kidding.
That is super. I want to know it. Well, do I want to know what it is? I'll
Yeah.
look it up, but maybe I won't tell you what's in it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the same thing that's in it is in like Pine Sol or,
okay.
but it's thicker. Like Pine Sol is like watery, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's strange. It's thicker, but not like a gel. It's like between a gel and a liquid. Shit works, man. It's amazing.
And you use it on your floors?
I use it on my floors. I use it in the wash, like we said. I use it sometimes in the bathroom just because it smells like home. And I know it's super clean. Yeah. It's awesome. Lest Oil.
How do you spell it?
Lestoil. Lest Oil. Get it? I think that's what it means.
Probably.
But it's this awesome thing. It's like a big jug, but it's got a orange and black and green label. I'll send you a picture of it. You're going to be like, maybe I've seen that. You probably just seen it at my house.
Or at my grandma's house.
Probably at your grandma's house
Mm-hmm.
or a weird neighbor.
Yep. All right. Well, I've learned a lot.
Yeah, you don't need a lot.
Yeah, and hopefully everyone else has learned a lot from our resident home ec specialist.
Didn't even try.
I don't know. Thanks for listening to A Mess in the Kitchen, even though clearly Dusty's kitchen isn't messy, but mine is. Maybe it won't be anymore. Thank you for listening to A Mess in the Kitchen podcast. We're really impressed that you made it all the way to the end. You can learn more about our show at amessinthekitchen.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. The show is produced by Twyla Dang of Matriarch Digital Media. Check them out. She's got tons of great shows at matriarchdm.com. If you like the show, please rate and review us. It helps new people find the show. And until next time, here's to good enough cooking. Cheers.